So, ladies and gentlemen, hello everyone. This is SCBC reporting from London. Papa and Mamida, we are welcome for Ask Question. For today, for Ask Question, we get plenty of questions there. So, this question for this evening, I think that all of them have answered up. If you look for hall, we flood with plenty. Ambassadors begin them. We defend them. They don't come all from far, far, far away. Because you can say they won't come answer for that call where we bother it be makeup. Today we live for London for witness with our own eyes the launching for we bother a book. Another power we talk say for inside lion den. Now just one pound for inside crowd. What did we talk? When injustice comes up, no, come again, louder. Come on, don't believe me here. When injustice comes up, so now hold on here. They say when people don't make bad heart, when bad heart don't plenty, when bad heart don't plenty, so they will man know what you don't do. Now you are right for stand up and then fight back. Because they never bought some more for the war for being Shumbo. That Shumbo, they saw, they never put on my head, they never bought me for hospital. Say the beginning at Shumbo. Any mommy, where he live, where he bring up the beginning for 10 years, accept for being Shumbo. Any part where you bring up the beginning for aggressive, so it be Shumbo. That part, now who? No, you're not good now. Swine. Yeah? They're going to say this so swine. But Ambazonia begin. Southern Cameroonian children are not Shumbus. Then we talk again from this plot, from this platform. We take a one man country, we're going to say Britain. The very trouble will start. Now, for them, that two over there inside so. We're not far away from Buckingham Palace. I believe if you don't go look at our history book, they're going to look for it also some day when I put an so today. We don't lose CGC. In the context of some books that I have read, so why? Because they belong here for Frenchman. And with them today, we will suffer because of that palaver. But we all know the history. At least I assume we know the history. We, for SCBC, Amazonian Voice, we dare out for top cities to make any man know his story. Because now we don't listen. Now we don't open the eye for see what will happen. Tomorrow, when they can't hold you for some place, saying, now what will happen? Me, you explain it. You start talking to this, you know what, I'll be here, say, hey, yes, I'm not work for me, you must stand up, you one. Just like we brother, Honourable Joseph Wirba, stand up inside Lion's den. If you stand there, no man will be sending. But if you see, you don't say, oh, so I know the one from Chumbo. You know, Chumbo. No, yeah. If they say you know the Shumbu, he grew up and said, so I am not a Shumbu. I am not a Shumbu. Okay. So the lesson from here, from this platform we did today evening, that we're going to start small time, but hold on, floor. At least I've been very happy for saying so. My own country people there, friend them for we brother, just a way back. They don't come for come welcome me. When I welcome you, thank you. One man good. Thank you. So ground zero, mommy and papa them, my brother and sister them, all we don't want to push. Oh, that the same man on a small phone that they see me. When I sabi say so, that matter never finish. They talk about so saying the money. So never finish. It never finish. On the contrary, land the land. Where is it? Today. Land the land. So now the talk lands of the person that the day. So now at least we try to promote that powerful language too. So today we'll go for London. We come for testify. Say there's a true that book, maybe the story. Somebody will come and say, oh, I go write book, I go do this, I go make so. Today, we are a witness for history. This is history in, not the history in the making, but the history made. No, they don't really make the history because we all got to own pocket back. So I want to say, anyone hold your own pocket fine, anyone shake. Exactly. Yeah, because today that day was shake skin. They talk say, bravo, for that kind of like, say, me, anyone Google. Yeah, immediately, so me, anyone shake. Because now we have to move the hall today. We not carry on book. Well, if tomorrow you want to go someplace, any man look and say there's not in my book. I'll take my book. So we believe that when you read books, someone has to stand your back, they read them, you go take all your sense. Yes. That's untrue. So I want to go from the platform say today, as we from this place, ask questions, come to for ask questions. We normally ask questions. But we come and tell us so answer in the 90. We don't ask ourselves since 18 months or how many months are on the Badongo. Yeah, the answer will be seen the way it will reappear for Pura Kangaroo Parliament. If you say some man, they say they forget us of the pen. Yeah, there's what the grad they dismiss me. They dismiss me for February for GC they can't start for June. The workers of what for they dismiss me as a big teacher. I don't know how to be teacher, but that was history. Yeah. So if you been a series so. They believe that they first dismiss me. They don't dismiss me the first day. They first suspend me. Sorry, they first send me 9 go house go work on me. So principal going for meeting for your own day for how they call a principal at meeting. So when you want to come back, you want to come to come back the day they come back. They come. So mommy come. The actors say, "What did you don't do it?" I don't see me, for this school. Principal said that I have to pay from 2. If the people life for refugee, the bully cook them. I did from 5. They say, "That was from 3." So mommy asked them, but I don't understand. For December, that was 1984. I know how it's funny. That was 1983. I've done Sacred Heart College. Yeah, 1983, February. 1982, what we have a power for November. For December 1982, they voted me best student for PTA meeting. This is very me so. For February 1983, December, January, February, I graduated from the best student to the worst student. Yeah? So they dismiss, they don't even warn me, they don't even give me how they call a warning or anything. They don't, my own crime be over plenty, but they don't add up. Suspicion 1, 2, 3, then dismissal. So my staff they ask that principal say, come for December, what they are not the old send me the pocket every year. See the beginning because good people. You know, I see the main notes of class. At least now I know some main notes of class. But they do come from December to February, you be back again. So my ask is even talk for you now. Principal I'm being a white man like nobody want country too. This very Britain. He asks, he talks to them, so you know, madam, I know you have to discuss with you, but I will convince the discipline committee to dismiss your son. So my big don't look say, well, what has he done? There was never an answer to that. What has he done? The history been I said, I can't believe a second about me father. For people that know me, about me father. And one of my best friends being a father to for seminary. So second heart father, a brother, they just say I will be the first student where will be father. They don't put their hopes on me, they don't ask my way to get so they are beginning to me be father. So I don't grow me up. I know we say there's one that will be father. That is from 4. That father decided to transfer the back. So the matter is also complicated. So these people, their anger, they don't be reached at a level where they don't know how to punish me. But that day they can't get the authority. Listen, I give my own microphone and my only television. Thank you. They know you have the okay, I make my television while talking. But I don't give me another microphone. Some of the year to be young. When I am a grandson, but the year too for only for only. Okay, now I use the own microphone to at least not get talk about grandson of one. When I excuse me now. That's not brother system there too. So that I want to say, that Reverend brother, we will fix the matter. See how many they don't declare say I will be their first father for the 20 years of the whole second hand. I just want them to watch in my mind. That is the freedom of thought for team and the blood. So this part of promote, me have been witness with some teacher beat my classmate. And living an injustice. But I'm going to take more money. My classmate did it for America. I will ask that question. Then I can't take more for no reason. Me, I see, I be witness. So I don't tell you, I say, what did manage do? The man don't slap me, my bam. So as I fall down, so I kick the man. That kick him out, the kick for balance my skin so. Now he turns out big teacher. You know, if you don't know secret college, you get glasses inside plenty. So when you fall, even though you fall on a glass. So I bet you try to fall one or fall on top the window. You understand now? So now in that process of that gymnastics for trying to get your balance, that's where I kick the man. Or I knock the man. Wait, you know, for what? The academy will principal say, big teacher. So now I knock the man. I say, okay, don't have me that I don't do. But now I tell you, if I've been a town with it, this palaver will not end so half a back. That don't want to talk so. They cost me back, my secret. Because the principal, here he said, I'm a bad example for other students. A bad beginning. So now it's suspended. Since they go for Reverend principal, they get me to the Yaoundé the next day. He said, go Yaoundé, they're going to leave this car, leave campus, not disappear. 9 days later, I come back. Anyway, I come home. Mommy asked me what to do. And then they asked me what to do. So they go for the discipline committee, then they dismiss me. Okay. That's what they do. They dismiss me. I go me. I'm going to tell you when I was them. I'm going to say seminary bamboo. Now, far and away, they don't dismiss me. Say I'm a bad kid with secret heart. Now, seminary far at them. And then carry me inside give me place for seminary bamboo. Now, I prepare for GCE. Now, whenever I go prepare for GCE, I got no ethic. I pass the GCE. I don't pass that GCE now. All goes on pass. And they find high school. Now, I want to science. But for science, those days, science will be the place. So I find myself being forced to go back, go ask where I have to go secret heart. But they don't give me, they don't dismiss me there. You understand? From 5 they dismiss me, that was now June. Then I come back for August. That's December was the best student, February was the worst student. Then GC car passed, so I went back and rehabilitate myself somehow. Then August at the fine school, I go class one instead of right class entrance. So I don't consider me. I check what I said, who's alternative today? Before someone I said, I said, come on, I time my face. So the woman is a very calm, good boy. Go back to secret hand now. I said, there. Reverend brought away, he called me the worst student for February. Now he come from the office. Oh, we had a lot of Emmanuel, home. Wonderful. And he says, surprise, and me, he's very Emmanuel, because I'm the bad boy around this. Now you don't see my beginning. So I look back, I don't see no man. He been around me. So I'm going to meet somebody see me. He said, what can I do for you? I said, brother, I want to find out what I think about secret heart care. He said, what do you want us to do to study? I just want to do something. He said, give me a book. I ought to. So don't be told I said, so this word, if you fight for justice, you don't get people the way they support you. It be hard. If that father was saying that, they will take me because they will trust me, they will know me. They hear the story, they go make their own investigation. As I can't find any new, they will go investigate with secret heart and find out what really happened. They will dismiss me, it will not be fair. But Abra has been in that trouble because they get a hard time with Archbishop Vesekov. I mean, my family took go see Gio for the delegate from national education at that time. They said, oh, won't bring me back. They said they won't bring back secret because they didn't follow procedure. But Mami, they had a source in this. Mami, so if they don't dismiss you when you do it, then they can't force you to pull you back. You know, say so they will dismiss you after 2 weeks. Because they go find you where you will do again. Yeah, so the person will do that. Someone around you can't stay with them, go back to stay with them. People really call when they know me. Not much, but when they know the story. I'm not telling the story like that. When they are when they know the story. So what happened, I said, so when you get people that they mentor you, my mom when we get cancer come back and says Solomon wiseness. He didn't look at it in advance. He says, so this begin. If you put it for blemish down, if you put pressure, you will do some good thing. If you tell them about secret heart, they will see every day, so anything doing a bad thing. You know, if you prepare to do any good thing. And it was good for my own history. Today, I talk that history because we are in the country. It did the same. Anyone will show you when I know one stories. When I know we are the same to a lot of people now, in one way or the other. Let me invent them, but now in life. Because so much is called the collective. We have a different small, you know, English marketing, especially I like them very much. They say, inside tea cup, some wonderful wind wave blow, 10 years. But my hold the cup, it may even be aware. There is no way I put your hand in the Parkinson. You make so the tea is shake. If fly happen go fall that tea at that moment, the fly go talk story where you just say so that this big ship will see the wrong collapse. But because you get person where they guide you, where they mentor you, where they think about your goodness, if you put you inside that danger, give you direction. When you come today, you don't come for here today because you come for here with your own brother, where you don't go into that lion's den. You don't enter police one of them. We as parliamentarians, if you enter where we know if you enter. Surely you don't go play on days in this so Mr. Wirba. If you open that mouth again, I will shoot you. I will shoot you. Mr. Wirba, don't say this so me. You say you don't know me. We people are for Chica, descendant. Yeah? Jack Kitty. We don't go Banso, if we are not Banso, rank like he from the we don't feel that valley without the place. You don't say the climb like he. Now we know how they call that place. Why Nama? Why they call so? Banso begin to shop by. Who don't know how they call that he why Nama? Nama means what? Why means the market? Nama means they're not being them pandam. That's one. They're not pandam, yeah? Now, the market, anything around this money go out for Babanda. You always see the police don't cash people. Police don't follow people. I want to see because they also work cash with the kinds of funny back. We don't know what it is about. But that market name is very clear. Why Nama? Okay. This we brother. You go of that area. How I look at that activify there. You go with the veterinary teaching school where they do good research. It's very, very famous, very you know, women be good team. And a very, very good address when it comes to cattle rearing and research and that kind of thing. Veterinary school. If you go for another place, you know, so when we come from Zania for Southern Cameroons, the Republic, I always did. They define always for that fighting. But people know that team, they never ask them. You know, we come from a village where how many did it? How much is there? All that type of village, how much you don't see them? If problem there, they know that they will report, they go to Paris, go talk to them. They will just come for us and find yourself, okay, I don't come. So today, they're not the big man. How do you accept you? So we all tradition, for now, all we area for Southern Cameroon. We get that chieftaincy system. When it be established, when you get problem, then the partner has the kind of road of the palace. Then they go to present problem for justice. It always be available. Are you alive? Are you with me? Yes. Wonder. Tottenham, or how you call that place? Here. And now we national anthem final. Louder, please. No! No! Please, you don't just get no. My show. This is not. Please don't. This is a book show and it's not a state event. I am not talking with you. I'm not so. Because there's somebody here who has a problem with you. When you don't have a state event. You are not talking in my show. No, this is not. Sit down. Just sit down. We're coming here. Please don't disturb. Don't come to my show. Yes. Okay. Take them out and come out. Okay. So what I was trying to say, we have a very terrible anthem. And there's somebody here who has a problem with that. And we are here not because we want to celebrate our son. Not we want to celebrate our son because he is somebody who has been somewhere where none of us have been. No, we want to go to the phone. We promise. You don't go place where we don't get it. You don't go scam. You don't go sitting there where we don't go scam. I mean, find a number for me. Then find a big number. They don't get the time. Write a book. Put up a book. Anyone who don't write a book. You know what you mean? Just the party. Just the party for people. What you say? If you don't even like what I see this book, when you want to put information, when you do this thing, then you not a problem. You see with the gas. So, before we show today, we go down to London. For the time we contribute the city, so we've been witnessing for what you will Honourable don't do for me. For the information, we are very excited. For here information according to Norway interpreter. With the country in history, let me see what we all are witness. We we all are witness for what we have for country, what we don't have for country. We know from each of our individual families who they will go out, they tell you about the history, they tell you about the story. All the people that we don't get up. We know our fight. So today evening, we go for London. We dedicate this show extra for Mr. City Amazon as a take part for this march because now historical event. That's where it didn't happen every 2 days. They happen every day. Today will be an occasion for honor the brother, but also for paying homage for the country. All the brother has spent on the wrong guy because the one time to become a story. It is very important, citizen. So for this show today evening, make we remember, citizen. Because of which because of justice. The brother is symbolized that resistance, that fight, where it is necessary for the gain we dignity. Because the don't treat for now that like all the Cameroon say will be the part of the Cameroon will not give you any chance. You don't be the same about balance. You don't be the same about balance. How do you call what happens of particular woman in them? You can't even see them. Anyway, you get you only point out the money in the leaders of see them. You want the other one in there, the other people in there, they don't give you another thing. The way the one complain, I will call them. You know, the other one, they just not compound with other. They just not compound with other. So, today for London, we don't come because we want to give honor for your brother. And I hope that so, as you know, we are, make the message go through. Make the message go through. Say that so, we country is dignity to be restored. Whether we like them or not, we hurt any man. This fight will never stop. We will continue until we be people. Because at the top, no one will be going to give up the head. So you are a shubu. You will remain shubu. They are like that shubu is not end. Don't end. We now with this proud for the Cameroon. Me, I've been proud. Okay, for the Cameroon, and I've always been now. No matter what I did. Yeah. We go another time of front of the parliament, you don't depend on today. You don't give advice, you don't talk to no one here. Today, we start there because the consequence of not listening, the consequence of oversabi, man to say, you know, pass you, this is for this to be a brother, this is for here, this is for we learn from history. People, they all come out, talk the country, they don't like them. Who want to help say, put organize the show, when they don't already do a bad thing, studio, I got 10 minutes, so give me around 10 minutes, then we'll come back. Let me first finish the matter for London. So I'll hand over to studio. Then let me listen. Let me prepare for launching proper. Okay. So as soon as the logo performance, I will give over. So at the time of that, so we get a very big event this evening. People that are coming from all over the world. Yeah. We get people from across the oceans. We get people from mainland Europe, and of course, we get very plenty of the yeah, on this island, the British Island. So we hope that we will give the brother that due respect, that recognition, that science is so true. Today we think, one will join with you. No matter what way everybody check their head, we listen to even the come go who wants together or go before. So studio, if you are ready, take over the microphone. We don't go on now before we start the launches. I'll get back on now. Okay. So at the moment, as I see the studio, I will go off. Yeah. Everybody prepare. I don't know how much the book will cost, but during the course of the show, we will know. We will get more information. We will get more details about the book itself, about the author, about the circumstances that surround the publication of the book, and especially how people the way they don't get to the how they will get their own books. So when I look at the everything now I go up and a little bit. But this occasion today evening is really an event on the own level. Yeah? No, congratulations. We don't do fine. This is not what I normally do, but this is wonderful. So, thank you very much for the moment. Let's call it. DJ, you can put music. If it is to the one take over, let the feeling here is more and there again. So, thank you very much.
We are going to change the way you experience Africa. SCBC is a Pan-African TV channel in Africa, broadcasting free-to-air via satellite in over 44 countries, with potential viewership of 150 million households. Our satellite coordinates are Experience SCBC in full HD quality around the world on the following digital platforms. And also on www.scbctv.com. Watch on the go on mobile devices. With over 100 hours of brand new content, our range of Pan-African programs will ignite your passion for Africa with shows like Good Morning Africa, headline news across Africa, The Breakfast Club, with a focus on Southern African current affairs, Amba Tunes, music, lifestyle and entertainment, The Black People's Coach, an Afrocentric show catering to the Black mind, Matsonga Africa Perspective, exploring issues affecting Africa, Keeping It Real with Adiola, satirical show on African issues, and existing shows like Amba Perspective, Voices, Ask Question, Tax Talk, Hard Talk, 121 with Gilly Gilly, and Project Alimu. We show more than just Africa. Watch interesting documentaries, movies and entertainment programs from around the world on SCBC. Let us revolutionize your TV experience. SCBC, the voice of Ambazonia.
TV is better with us. We laughed, we cried, we cheered, we watched. Thanks for making the last 18 months amazing for Ambazonians everywhere. Year in Review 2018. We are proud to offer industry-leading quality for live TV and strive to provide you with great content and an excellent viewing experience. With a satellite footprint covering sub-Saharan Africa with a viewership potential of 150 million viewers, making SCBC your home for TV. Break free from all TV, stream on your big screen and favorite devices. Thank you for being our supporter and enjoying the #1 Pan-African TV service in Africa. SCBC, the voice of Ambazonia. We want to thank those who invested in SCBC TV, even when the vision wasn't nearly as clear as it is today. You are the real heroes of the ground we are breaking right now. Because of your investment, we are able to provide broadcasting slots to all liberation movements, including the IG, for free, taking away any possible cost on media and letting them focus all their resources towards ground zero. Because of your investment, we are now seeing an open market niche across sub-Saharan Africa to not only exist, but dominate, because no one seems to see it fashionable to tell the underdog's story, like the Ambazonia story. Because of your investment, we see SCBC become a household name across the continent in no distant future. And we can bet you made a good investment, and it will have great returns. With SCBC TV established as an African broadcaster for Africans by Africans, you have given authority to your ambition, authority to what you stand for, to what you believe in, to making something out of anything, and everything out of nothing. Authority to the wise, the warriors who conquer states, social battalions, and skeptical bureaucrats. Authority to the courageous souls, the spiritual teleporters, them who raise future leaders while shaping leaders' futures. Day's work, leaders in their own right. Watch the vision and make it a point to be part of the SCBC investment family this new year. Happy New Year. TV is better with us. We laughed, we cried, we cheered, we watched. Thanks for making the last 18 months amazing for Ambazonians everywhere. Year in Review 2018. We are proud to offer industry-leading quality for live TV and strive to provide you with great content and an excellent viewing experience. With a satellite footprint covering sub-Saharan Africa with a viewership potential of 150 million viewers, making SCBC your home for TV. Break free from all TV. Stream on your big screen and favorite devices. Thank you for being our supporter and enjoying the #1 Pan-African TV service in Africa. SCBC, the voice of Ambazonia. We want to thank those who invested in SCBC TV, even when the vision wasn't nearly as clear as it is today. You are the real heroes of the ground we are breaking right now. Because of your investment, we are able to provide broadcasting slots to all liberation movements, including the IG, for free, taking away any possible cost on media and letting them focus all their resources towards ground zero. Because of your investment, we are now seeing an open market niche across sub-Saharan Africa to not only exist but dominate, because no one seems to see it fashionable to tell the underdog's story, like the Ambazonia story. Because of your investment, we see SCBC become a household name across the continent in no distant future. And we can bet you made a good investment and it will have great returns. With SCBC TV established as an African broadcaster for Africans by Africans, you have given authority to your ambition, authority to what you stand for, to what you believe in, to making something out of anything and everything out of nothing.
If you want to fight, I think you need to go back to Coventry, to Wolverhampton and fight there, not tonight. If they suspect any fight, they are going to shut down the hall.
Good evening, my fellow Amazonians, friends of Amazonia, sympathizers of Amazonia, and the supporters of Honourable Wirba. Good evening to everyone. My name is Hon and me and my able comrade Elena Higgins, we just come late because we're putting 1 and 2 together. So, me and Elena, we are presenting to you people the kind of like the ground running of the evening. So what have we got, Elena? Sorry, my voice is we've got some very interesting stuff to introduce the event to you. It's something you cannot leave from here without having. So please, we won't be going around, and it's going to be very, very quick, just maximum 10 minutes. We need each and every one of you to have one of this. Thank you. All right, fellow Amazonians, sorry I'm the loud one. Yeah, Mama Amazonia. So, we've got a pig that represents a memorabilia, which is a symbolic pig that we could all afford to take home today. Of course, the profits are not going into our pockets. The profits will go for humanitarian and, yeah, let's say humanitarian. And the pigs are going to for just £10, and we've got just under 50 minutes to sell it before. At least £10. At least £10. So £1,000 will be fine. So if you need one, just let us know. We'll just quickly bring it. It's just £10. Thank you. £10 for more. Thank you.
So Cameroon, are we together? We are one. Hey, we are together. We are one. Oh, Amazonia, are we together? We are one. Hey, we are together. We are one. Oh, West Cameroon, are we together? We are one. Hey, we are together. We are one. Oh, our people, are we together? We are one. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Take your seats. We have listened. There is no need to comment on what we have heard.
Eleanor, I need help.
I am sure in the days ahead we are going to be quoting some of the things that were said here. Like Honourable said, if you expect me to come and tell you what I've got in my bag, in the public or in the market square, count me out. If you want to know what I have inside my bag, let us sit and strategize and talk. So enough of talk about what do you want and what do you have and what is your strategy. I think someone asked me this question with your permission. What are we coming to buy? What is the price of the book? I was confused. And I didn't know what price to give. I didn't know what to say. And I said, going through the university and reading all the books that were used to brainwash me by La République du Cameroon, I think the price of this book is the price of the revolution. I think you will agree with me that the book we are about to unveil here today It's not just a book, but it is the revolution. It is the revolution. It is the revolution. And what price will you pay for this revolution? Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow, Emma, thank you so much. I honestly don't have a price to pay because it is so valuable. Ladies and gentlemen, we find very deep words, and I hope that we are really going to take the message home into our hearts. And of course, he's given us weeks. He hasn't given us months, just weeks. Professor Anyangwe is here with us now, and we would like to invite Prof to just address us a little bit.
Hello, Highness Chief. Ladies and gentlemen, when injustice becomes law, when injustice becomes law, when injustice becomes law, it is our duty to resist that injustice. And I have by me a noble friend. We have traveled a long road together since our SDF days. All of you know about the SDF. You all know what has happened within the SDF. Some of the things we did individually. And it's my singular pleasure to see that many of us are indeed standing up for justice, the right of our people, which is what actually was the founding force, the creation of the SDF. I'm happy that dream did not die. That dream has survived, and that dream will going to be realized by us. I've always said we have a duty, this generation. We are never going to pass that task to the coming generation. We must make sure we get into our own inheritance as a people. Nobody can match the eloquence of Joseph here.
That's true.
The passion with which he speaks, the conviction with which he makes his delivery. Whether standing there in front of that parliament in the lion's den and making that eloquent speech which he made, which galvanized our people, which moved our people at a time when I would say people were beginning to flag down a little bit and say, well, it looked like defeat is staring at us in the face. But he rallied us around by his stirring speech. Not only once, twice, and even with the thread that was hanging over his head. Some of you might not know the things he has endured, and for all of you who know that system, a system that has lived on violence and its governing principle is the fear of the gendarme. That's what they believe in. France itself is exactly a country of violence, and that is why they always hero worship those violent heads of state. Napoleon is the history, they worship him. De Gaulle, they worship him. These are the kind of leadership we have in France, and that has been transposed in French Cameroon. Unfortunately, we got associated with them somehow. I've all seen it since 1961. How batches and batches of our people have been kidnapped and taken over there, others killed, others tortured, imprisoned under life-threatening circumstances. Some survive, some do not survive. That is our history, a history of agony, a history of sorrow. But we are saying, like my friend said, we need to do one little thing. Get our act together, united as a people, with a common vision and determination to end this corruption. It is my honor and privilege to be here at this particular book launching occasion. The book has been written with exactly the same passion you hear him speaking here. And nobody else is better qualified to tell the story you find in that book than himself. He's been through the thick and thin of it. Faced the enemy, French Cameroon, and sometimes considered by his own colleagues as something of a heretic. Nevertheless, he decided to fight on. You find in that book the words and the story of a man with conviction, with passion. It's an excellent delivery in that book. And I just want to say that one thing that gives me pleasure is the fact that for some time now, we've seen a revival, an interest in writing and reading amongst our people. This is a culture which had almost been destroyed by French Cameroon. In our good old days, when we had our state, there was a blossoming of newspapers, you all remember. And our people had a habit. Newspapers were being delivered in people's homes. Who can ever remember that? If you went any of our homes in those days, the pride was to see the bookshelf. We saw books, encyclopedias, because our people had a culture of reading and writing. That culture was systematically destroyed. Through censorship, if you all remember, some of you will remember, how systematically newspapers were destroyed. We are talking about the Cameroon Times, we are talking about the Iroko, we are talking about the Herald. All these papers were destroyed because Ahidjo instituted a censorship system. You wrote anything which was against the regime, the newspaper was banned. You are not allowed to listen to certain radio stations outside. It was banned. Books even were banned. Certain literature were banned. I, for example, innocent were still in secondary school in Form 2 or Form 3. There was a little red book, some of you must have seen it, called Quotation from Chairman Mao. So a small little thing like that. One of the things we learned about is that America is paper tiger. A small little thing. And we were found reading that literature. That earned us a suspension for 2 months from secondary school. And if you think about it, most of us didn't know what China was, but for children who were growing up, that was an excitement to read some little things. But you can imagine that literature was censored, was amongst the banned books. And if you remember an author like the late Abemoko, Prisoner
Without conscience,
was banned. You couldn't read it. If you found with it, you went to the one of the detention center, BMM and all those places, which they had spread all over the whole place. But these books were placed. You think that those would be safe. No. They were banned. You couldn't perform in its place. I'm citing this example to show you that the culture which our people had of reading and producing books and literature began to die. And therefore equalizing us with our own illiteracy, which was over there, because they were not as literate as we were. Happy happily, there is now a resurgence, an interest in reading and writing. And our people are writing. This is the latest on the line of the books about our present predicament. And I'm sure there will be more that are going to come in the days ahead. More and more people. We always see the white people are amazed. You have an English politician. He leaves office. 1 or 2 months later, he said, produce a book. Or an American. How do these people write and are unable to write? So, as we are here to launch this book today, I challenge all of us, here present and not present, you can make your own contribution in our history, in our literature, by writing down your experiences, the kind of things you've gone through, what you've read. Together we'll begin to build up our history, our literature. Because, like, I think it was the MC who made a point, most of us, you went to what they call Cameroon history. Where does it begin? They tell you lively that it began in 1884. Oh, German came and colonized Cameroon in 1884. Then after that, they skip. The next thing is Ahiju, having independence. Then, of course, since this Bia of a fellow came, that's the next chapter. Bia, who said, I brought you democracy. Everybody forgot, and they don't know that long before they start talking about 1884, we already had Victoria, which was founded in 1850. What? 1858. Long before them. And in Bimbia already, the British were signing treaties with Chief Williams of Bimbia in 1846. So how come they come and tell us to believe that our history began with them in 1884?
In Berlin.
So I just said this to show that we have a lot to do, to write. I want to end this up by doing a little ceremony, which if I may ask Joe to stand up a little bit. This is a mark of honor, and for those of you who are tradition-minded, who know some of these things, and down in the south, this thing is a sign of royalty, a sign of respect, and a sign of honor. And this evening, I think we're honoring a brother, a gentleman, a fighter, and through this we want to encourage him to keep on the fight, uniting us, so that together we can deliver our country once more. Thank you.
Put your hands together for Professor, and we put your hands together. Thank you so much, Professor.
And goes.
It goes. Thank you so much, Prof. Thank you. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands again together for everyone that has spoken. This story, if we continue to hear them, it looks like it's the first time we are getting them because of the hunger and desire to liberate homeland. We've been told that some people are itchy to know what is inside the boxes, and we equally know that we have to eat, but we cannot do that without doing the dirty job, like Honourable said. It's the dirty job and hard work that matters, and that's how we're going to start with the book. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time I'm going to invite Dr. Mufo Augustine, who is going to coordinate the launch of the revolution. That's how I call it, because it's not just a book, it is the revolution and it's the false reawakening. Dr. Augustine Mufo, you wonder how Honourable Wirba has been surviving and working and doing the things. He has been one of the persons that has been working in the background and helping. Thank you so much, Doctor, because you are part of us. He is here to coordinate this.
Southern Cameroons, oye! Oye! West Cameroon, oye! Oye! Ambazonia, oye! Oye! In fact, I don't want to speak like Honourable who stood there and spoke all this long. So just make it short, I will go through some points which I have written, because I am talking here on behalf of the coordination team that is around Honourable Wirba. So I wish to greet again our distinguished invitees, our dear friends in the UK, and even those who have come from Germany like myself, dear comrades. So your presence here is an enrichment to us all who strive to free ourselves from an oppressive system. I'll take some time to explain to you just briefly how we came to this book, so that you know what happened behind the scenes. Now, after Honourable Wirba's memorable speech in Cameroon's Parliament on the 2nd of December 2016, many of us were overwhelmed with the enormous momentum that his speech added to the struggle for freedom for the people of Southern Cameroons that had lasted already more than 55 years. Many of us here in the diaspora were eager to support him in one way or the other, and a few others and myself became part of this support team. It was the time when the government of Cameroon had started arresting leaders. Honourable Wirba insisted to stay at home, but some of us insisted that he has to get to safety so that many will not become disillusioned because of his imminent arrest. As one of those who insisted that keeping safe is better than staying in detention, I drew my inspiration from the Bakweri wrestling tradition. You know, I grew up in the Bakweri land, and I'm not a Bakweri woman. And that tradition is called Palapala. So, when you are fighting with a strong opponent, you don't allow him to put his head under your armpit. We call it in Bakweri land, don't allow him to tie you Mongombo. Because if he ties you Mongombo, there is no way you can fight this fight. So it will become much more difficult for you to fight. So it is preferable to dodge and hit when you can, in order to keep the fight going until you win. That is why we are able to launch this book today here in London, and this is part of the resistance. One of the major things we did was to support in keeping him safe as he was being hunted down by the government of Cameroon. He insisted to return to Cameroon's parliament in June 2017, although this was the most dangerous thing to do at the time, because his wish was not to fight from outside, but to take the fight to the oppressor. So I paid him a visit in Chakiri amidst tight security sometime August 2017. And I remember he told me while sitting in his parlor, like, Mofo, if you can come right from where you have left to come and see me here in this Chakiri, it means we shall win this fight. And he reminded me that we must keep up with the resistance. So we discussed about the work of a charity organization, Cora, under his leadership, that helps to screen women on pain stages of cervical cancer and to facilitate treatment of affected women. We also discussed about the ongoing situation in Southern Cameroons. We recognize that the government of Cameroon's approach has been to prevent Southern Cameroonians from knowing the truth
about the relationship between Southern Cameroon and La République du Cameroon since 1961, namely a nation, the Republic of Cameroon, built on falsehood. Since that government resorts to killing the message by targeting the messengers, it will be of high added value to put up a book based on facts and simple logic that will present the truths about this relationship, thus encouraging Southern Cameroonians and other interested readers and stakeholders to know and stand for the truth, because only the truth shall set us free. Many of you also share this view, as you will see in the acknowledgement of that book. Considering information reaching us that the book earmarked for publication was already banned, and how far the government of Cameroon can go to destroy such a project, we had to take extra precautionary measures to make this project a success. Honourable Wirba, while being haunted, had to take long moments of silence wherever he found himself for safety reasons to write this book. As you know, safety and security can cost a whole fortune. Since I accompanied the project closely, I can tell you that very huge sums of money have been borrowed to take this project to this stage. Writing, production of the book, and taking all books to safe places. Much money is still needed for future engagements that should help bring lasting solution to the current conflict and hence freedom to the people of Southern Cameroon, especially now that he is here in the diaspora and can push the revolution with more safety. Dear friends, fellow comrades, 2 years ago, or just a few weeks ago, we would never have imagined Honourable Wirba being in our diaspora community, but many of us expressed and are still expressing the will to support in his effort. Now is the time. I have mentioned a few things, a few details about this book project to make you know some of the challenges which are there for a man who has sacrificed his normal life, his normal family life with his dependents by speaking truth to power. It is time for us to demonstrate our readiness to support now that he is amongst us. So let's not focus simply on the amount of paper that was used to produce this book or on how much similar books cost in the market. My appeal to us all is that we should rather focus on what we can really contribute through this book to reduce the existing burden on him so that he can sustain himself, his family, and move on with his doing so far. Once more, thanks to the team that has been working around him. Many of them are here in the hall, many everyone, and many others who cannot be here were in other continents. And thank you also to the comrades in the UK who took time to organize this occasion and ensure that we have this wonderful participation. Thanks for all the work again that you have done to make this launch possible, and to you all who have come, thank you very, 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 very much for your attention and for your participation today. Thank you. Now, we will go straight to the book proper. We have one copy which is already open. This is one I brought. Okay, I can take this one. So,
no, Doc, you cannot just take a book.
Yes, that's why I say give me one.
Yes.
Give me one.
Right, gentlemen, this is how we're going to conduct this. We've got 1,000 copies here which have to go tonight. 1,000 copies, and they have to go tonight, okay? So we're going to have a process in a minute.
Please wait. We have not come to that. Give me one of the books. Give me one of the books. You handle that. Just let us say, let me use this one. Let me just say a few words about the book. I'm saying it also so that you know what we have. Because as I said, we already got some comments, discussions about the book, the price of the book, and all whatnot. This is the book that you see here. It is, all the books are sealed in plastic bag. If you remove the and they have a binding. So if you remove that plastic bag, you have this book as it is, and what you find is that there is another, what we call it, at home jacket, which you can take out, and then you have a book, I call it color images, color of 120 colored images, color. You know what it means to print in color, and it is hardcover. You can see, so you're reading it back. This is the quality that we have, and at least you see how it looks like. For you to get a bit of more insight about the content. Is Dr. David Makungo, who is unavoidably absent. So there is no way that he will be here, although he actually planned to be here. And so he has delegated Ms. Justine Bam to do the review task on his behalf. And so she will be one of the reviewers today. Then we also have Mr. Richard, who is my good friend and one of the members and comrades within our UK community. So can they please come up and take over the microphone and handle that task? Ms. Justine Bam, on behalf of Dr. David Makungo.
Abandonare. Can you give it up to Ms. Justine Bam? Clap for me, please. Good evening, everyone. The reason why I can clap for me is because there's this African proverb which says, if a child washes her peas or hands, she'll be able to eat with peas. Meaning, if you don't know greatness, you will be great. So it's a great privilege for me to be one of the she'll be able to eat with kings. Meaning, if you all know greatness, you will be great. So it's a great privilege for me to be one of the first readers of this book, and to review this book is a privilege for me. And it was quite a challenging task, but I was up to it. And because I've wrote my soldiers with the book and the author of the book, I have some of the Wirba force. So I'll give you a review of what I read. And please bear with me, it won't be long, but I won't rush through it, because this book was written with all diligence, with all resilience, and a lot of passion and commitment. So please just give me about 5 or 10 minutes of your time for me to go through this review with you. Thank you. Right. The book is titled Wirba Force, the Force of Truth in Defense of Southern Cameroon. That's the title of the book. I was given this task to review the book, and I had to partition the different sections of the book. And I started with the author of the book, who is no other person but the Honourable Wirba Joseph. And I just had a short bibliography of who he is. And I'll just read this out for you. Most of you know he is an activist, he is an MP, but beyond that, he is the director of CORA. CORA stands for Care Organization for Rural Assistance, which he founded in 2007 to assist the poor in rural communities. He has worked for over 20 years as a teacher. He is recognized as a well-respected community leader. He's an activist, you all know, and he's fighting for a genuine cause for our freedom. He's also held various leading positions in political and civil organizations that have been pushing for the end of marginalization. That was a bit of him, and I'll not let the cat out of the bag. When you read this book, you know more about him. He starts off his work with this very glaring statement from a German philosopher who is George William. He quotes, "It is solely by risking life that freedom is obtained." And I'll go through the different sections of the book. The first section of this book is the purpose of the book. Why did he write this book? And this is what I picked up from the purpose of the book. The book outlines who he is. His life has been dedicated to humanity and the freedom of our people. It is a profound research into how oppression works to destroy our people. It emphasizes on making the focus of our struggle to be the people and not the leaders. The book also provides strong values and attributes of an activist and being a Southern Cameroonian. In this book, he creates a visionary goal and defines a way forward for our struggle. He passes across a core message, which he highlighted as follows, and I quote. He states this: "If there is a core message you want to get from this book, this is what he says. The West Cameroon that went into union with East Cameroon is our country, and we are saying today that the disrespect of the government, the government has shown us, the insults they have spared us, the brutalities exerted on us, the humiliation, the indignities, the inhumanities they have poured on us, and the dog treatment they have given our people must end. It must end." He goes ahead to say, "The government does not consider us as humans, and if they did, children demonstrating on the street will not be shot from the air. So, the injustices, the inhumane treatment must end." Please give him a clap. Not for me. The next section was the target audience. Who is he targeting in this book? The book appeals to a large audience, ranging from all Southern Cameroonians, community leaders, nation builders, activists, freedom fighters, all over the world. The next thing I picked up from this book was the strengths and the weaknesses of the book. And the strength of this book were, the book is so well organized and very well written. The author, who is our Honourable, portrays a lot of intellectual honesty. He portrays a lot of intellectual honesty, and he's got quotes from very famous freedom fighters and people like Thomas Jefferson. You all know him. He was the 10th president of America, and he's had many people he's quoted, like the German philosopher. And also, this book is very easy to read. The book is very easy to read. It is very clear, concise, and it's written with precise and clear English. And that is why I could go through it and have a review of it. Also, the book Wirba Force has a contagious force, which acts as a catalyst to keep us fighting until our freedom is obtained. And also, the strength of this book is that the author is very coherent in his writing, making very clear transitions from one chapter to another. He provides a strong encouragement to us so that we know it is our right to fight for our freedom. He connects with the audience. That's one thing I like about his work. He connects with us. He's been there. He has been what we call in research a participant observer. He's been the object and the subject of his book. So he relates to us. He knows what we're going through. And he is very passionate about the object of study, which is the force of truth in defense of Southern Cameroons. The book is very captivating as well, and you would always want to read from one page to another. And in this very book, the strength of it is that he holds each one of us accountable for the level of our commitment, which is the ultimate success towards our freedom. Those were the strengths of this book, and if I had to give you the shortcomings, I would say, to the best of my knowledge, there was no shortcoming.
Nice.